Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna close this and this. Okay, so in the last video we learned how to print text on the screen, and that's great. Okay, so now if we run this, let's say Python. Actually, no, we don't need to do that anymore. They fixed it, and now I can just do that. Alright, so if we run it. It just says, hello, I'm doing great, I like cheeseburgers, bye. I don't like cheeseburgers. Actually, I do now. I've changed a lot. Okay, so let's go to lesson 2. Okay, so we learned that if we do print, then if we run it, hey there, okay? If we run it, it'll say hey there. What if we wanted to say hey there, and then we want the user to reply? So it's a very extremely simple, okay? So you do whatever you want, okay? So print. But then instead of writing print, all you're gonna do is just write input, okay? So now, if we run it, it says hey, but the code didn't end. Why? Because it wants us to reply. So let's say hey, okay? Now I said hey there and the code ended, okay? Now, once we've done that, that means we've asked the user. We've asked the user for an information. So we say input, hey, input, how are you doing? Okay, I know that's a little weird. Okay, now it's input, how. Okay, so then now we run it. Let's run it. Okay, so it's oh, sorry, I deleted it. Input. Oh my gosh, I'm actually messing up so bad. Okay, input. Hey, input. How are you doing? Okay, so now, okay, so now if I run it, you say, hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. Okay, I'm doing great. And then the code ends. What if we want to do something with that information? Now we gave the debugger information, and we said hey there, and then we said I'm doing great. What if we want to know that information? What if we don't want to know, but what if we want to use that information somewhere? It's very simple. What you do is, suppose I want the information of hey there. So then I'll do hey there info equals, don't actually, you can name a variable whatever you want. It's suggested to name it in relation to topic, so that you don't forget what it even holds, okay? So hey there info, and then now here, if I want to know how are you doing info, I'll say I'm doing great info. But you wouldn't write this because you don't know what they're gonna say. Like, what if you say I'm doing terrible? Then what, right? So yeah, okay. So you should name it whatever suits you. Like I would name this Q2. I would just name it Q2. Okay. Note that first of all, what we're doing right now, we're creating a variable, and the variable equals the information that the user puts. Okay, so I'll explain to you that after this. Second of all, I forgot what I was going to say. Congratulations. Oh yeah, second of all, you cannot start your variable with a number. Like if you start it with 2. It's not a variable. It gives me an error. Let's see what the error is. Unexpected token, unexpected token, unexpected token, right? So the whole thing is an error now. If we remove the 2 and we put it here, it's alright. You can't put a number in front of your variable, okay? So, what I was talking about with variables is now that this is a variable, right? So now, suppose to say, I'm doing great, okay? So now, if we want to say I'm doing great too, then we would say print, okay? So, what do you do print? We know how print works, as you can see in lesson 1. We did print and we put the quotations and everything. When you put the variable, we don't put the quotations. For those doing JavaScript, there's going to Python. You probably already know that, but this is for new users, so please chill out, okay? So, yeah, you don't put the quotations in variables, okay? I mean, like, if you already learned JavaScript, sure, watch this, but just, just understand, okay? So, now when you print, and then we write the variable name. So, we want to say, I'm doing great too, right? So, we're doing, I'm doing great info, okay? So, now to say, I'm doing great. But you want to say, I'm doing great too. So, you have to do great info, space. Actually, you don't have to put space, but I put space, space, plus space, and then, see? That's it. Yay. It'll go away, don't worry. Okay? So, then space, and then quotations, whatever you want to put in the quotations then. So, say 2. So, now, if we run this, say, hey, I know I'm doing great. I'm doing great too, okay? Then the code ends. Now, we learned how to ask the user for information and write that information and send it. What if we don't want that? What if we want to do it? What if we want to, like, if you're saying, I'm doing great, like, yeah, I'm glad you're happy. They'll say that. But what if it says, I'm doing terrible? Then, well, you don't want to say, I'm doing terrible too. That makes no sense. So you would say, here, you will remove this, okay? You would, just do it after that, okay? Now, we would use an if statement. For those who are new to programming, an if statement is like an if statement, where you say if, okay? So, if statement's actually something else. So, we're going to do if space, okay? And then we're going to make the variable name so that people know, the debuggers knows what I'm talking about, okay? So we're going to say, I'm doing great info. And then equals 2 equals, not 1 equals, 2 equals. And then quotations. In the quotations, say, I'm doing great. Okay? We're going to learn more about this in the next video. It's going to be a 2-part video. Okay? For information. So, yeah. I'm just saying, okay? So we're going to say I'm doing great. And then, colon. And then, when you click enter in Visual Code, it automatically puts an indent. If it doesn't have anything, it's going to be like this. Just click tab on your keyboard and boom, okay? Anyways, now, we're going to say print. I'm doing great. Wait, caps lock isn't on? What? Okay, whatever, okay. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Print was caps lock, that's so weird. Oh my gosh, what in the world? What's going on? Okay. Now, and then we're gonna go ahead and do return. Let's see if that works. I don't think it'll work. It won't work, right? Yeah, return doesn't work in Python. I don't know why. It does work in JavaScript though, so thumbs up JavaScript people. Okay? This is what return would do, is it would just end the code there. But it automatically ends the code, so don't worry. Okay? Now, let's actually there is a way to do return. I'll teach you that later. Okay. So now, what if we say, wait a second. I'm doing terrible. I'm doing extremely terrible. If that's how you spell extremely. Okay? Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna code and we're gonna say yes, sadly. Okay? So now if you run the code, let's run it. Hey, hi. How you doing? Good. Now you see, I'm doing great, right? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Okay? Now if we run it again, and I'm just tempted to have to hurry, I have to go soon. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm really just gonna copy this. No story table. I feel sad for you. Okay? That's all for today. We're gonna learn more in the next video. Okay? I hope you enjoyed that. So let me tell you a quick thing before I go. If you actually, I'll tell you later. I don't have time. It's gonna be very long. So this is a 2-part video. Okay? So yeah. This is lesson 2. This is lesson 1. Why is lesson 1? Okay. We're gonna have a video later about VS Code tutorials. This is Visual Studio Code. As you can see, it's very cool. Okay. See how it has all this fancy terminal and debug console and output and problems and these 3 dots and oh my gosh, file. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I hope you had a nice time. I'll see you later. Bye.